Dear students, this is part 4 of chapter 12, that is electricity. Already 3 parts of this chapter we have done, and I hope that you have gone through all those 3 parts and understood the things that we have discussed over there, and now you are clear with the concept. Okay, so now let me tell you what we will do in this session. In this session, we'll learn 2 topics, and these 2 topics are heating effect of electric current, and the subtopic of this topic is practical applications of heating effect of electric current. Okay, so now let me start. Heating effect of electric current. Okay, at first let me tell you the source of electric current. We know the battery or a cell, that is the source of electric energy. But how electric energy is generated inside the battery or a cell, let me tell you. See, the chemical reactions inside the cell generates the potential difference between its two terminals, and due to this potential difference, electrons sets into the motion. Okay, and this motion of the electron in the same direction is known as current, means the current starts flowing through the system. Okay, so this way electricity is produced by a battery or a cell. Now, to maintain this current, the source has to keep expending its energy. Otherwise, it will be difficult to the continuous flow of the current. Now, the question is, where does this energy go? This is the only concept that we are going to discuss today. A part of the source energy is maintaining the current that may be consumed into useful works. जैसे कि rotating of the blades of an electric fan. A rest of the source energy may be expended in the heat to raise the temperature of the gadget. That is very important point. See, some part of the energy is used in our useful work. For that particular work, the equipment is designed. See, fan is designed to rotate. So some part of the energy is used in rotating the blades of electric fan. But rest of the part of the energy is expended in heating the gadget. If you touch the motor of this electric fan, you feel it is hot. So how come it is hot? Some amount of energy is used to make this portion or this motor, I can say this motor portion of the electric fan hot, and that is undesired thing. Fan is designed to rotate and to give air, but the motor is getting hot. Why? Because some amount of the energy is used over here. Okay, so electric fan becomes warm if it is used continuously for longer time. Okay, on the other hand, if the electric circuit is purely resistive, means this is a configuration of resistor only connected to a battery, the source energy continuously getting dissipated entirely in the form of heat, and that is only known as the heating effect of electric current. And this effect is utilized in devices such as electric heater, electric iron, and others. Did you get my point? Let me explain it again. This is electric fan, okay? And what is the main purpose of this electric fan? The main purpose of this electric fan is to provide air, and that is why we are giving electricity to this equipment. But some part of the electricity is dissipated into environment, and that part is used in increasing the temperature of this motor. And this part, this part of the fan, here if you touch, so you will feel this is hot. In electric fan, there is no use of this energy, but this can be used in some other equipments where the main purpose of the equipment to provide a hotter surface, like that electric iron, electric heater, electric water heater. There we will use this heating effect of electricity. Okay. So when electric current is supplied to a purely resistive conductor, the energy of electric current is dissipated entirely in the form of heat, and as a result, resistor gets heated. This is heating effect of electric current. Now let me define it. The heating of resistor because of dissipation of electric energy is known as heating effect of electric current. This is definition of heating effect of electric current. Now here I am going to derive a formula for the heat produced in a resistor. Okay. See, consider a current I is flowing through a resistor R. Okay, here is the current I and resistance R. Now let the potential difference across the conductor is across the 2 points of the conductor is V, and let time t is that time during which a charge Q is flowing across the conductor. Okay, so current I, resistor R, potential difference V, and time t and charge Q is flowing across. Now the work done on this charge Q in moving through the potential difference V is VQ. How come it is VQ? If you remember the definition of potential difference and the formula was V is equal to W upon Q. So if I have to find out the value of W, that will be VQ. So W is the work that is done on charge Q. So here I am taking W is equal to VQ. Okay. So the source must supply energy equal to VQ in time t. Why VQ? Because the energy and work, they are same. Okay, so it is clear. Now let me move forward. Now the power input to the circuit by the source is P is equal to W upon T, work upon time. So now substitute the value of W, that will be VQ upon T. Okay, this will be V into I. Why? Because this Q upon T is equal to I. Okay. So now what happens to the energy that is expended by the source? This energy get dissipated in the resistor as heat. जो सोर्स एनर्जी को डिसिपेट मतलब एनवायरनमेंट में एक्स्ट्रा फ्लो करने देता है वो इन द फॉर्म ऑफ हीट हमको यूज करनी पड़ती है. So for a steady current I, the amount of heat H produced in time t is H is equal to PT. Okay, power input and up to which time it is dissipated. Now substitute the value of P, VI into T. Okay, so H is equal to VIT. This is the formula to find out heat produced in a resistor. Okay, another formula also we can write. Now use Ohm's law over here and substitute the value of V is equal to IR. So H will become I square RT. H is equal to I square RT is the formula to find out the heat produced in a resistor, and this is known as Joule's law of heating. Okay, I think it is clear. So Joule's law of heating is H square is equal to, H is equal to I square RT. Now this law implies that the heat produced in a resistor is, there are three very important points. What is the relation between H and I, R and T? So H is directly proportional to the square of current for a given resistance. See, this is clear from the formula also. H is directly proportional to the square of the current. Okay. The another point is it is directly proportional to the resistance. So H is directly proportional to R. यहाँ देखो formula से it is clear. And the third is H is directly proportional to the time. If time will be more, then heating will be more. Okay. So in practical situations, when electric appliance is connected to a known voltage source, H is equal to I square RT is used after calculating the current through it using the relation I is equal to V upon R. So this was Joule's law of heating. This numerical is given in your book. Let me read it for you. An electric iron consumes energy at a rate of 840 watt when heating is at the maximum rate and 360 watt when the heating is at minimum rate. Okay, and the voltage is 220. Now what are the current and the resistance in each case? What you have to find out? Current I and resistance R. Okay, so chalo find out. See, Equation 12.19 means P is equal to VI. This formula we are having. यहाँ से if we have to find out the formula for I, so that will be I is equal to P upon V. Now when heating is at maximum rate, yeah, this case, the first case, okay. When heating is at maximum rate, here 840 volt. When heating is at maximum rate, यहाँ से second case शुरू होता है 360 वोल्ट से. तो I क्या होगा? P upon V. P कितना है? This is P. और V कितना है? V is same 220. So 840 upon 220, 3.82 ampere. Okay. Now you are having I, you are having V. You can find out R. R is equal to V upon I, 220 upon 3.82 ampere, and 220 voltage upon 3.82 ampere is equal to, this is the answer, 57.60 ohm. Okay. Now in second case, when the heating is at minimum rate, तो मिनिमम रेट पर है तो P इज इक्वल टू 360 एंड वोल्टेज सेम है. ठीक है, तो 360 अपॉन 220 इज इक्वल टू 1.64 एम्पियर. नाउ I you are having and V you are having, you can find out the value of R. R is equal to V upon I. Okay, so that is clear. The next question is 100 joule of heat are produced each second in 4 ohm resistance. Find the potential difference across the resistor. Okay, so 100 joule of heat means H is equal to 100 joule, R is equal to 4 ohm, T is equal to 1 second, each second here it is given, and you have to find out V. See, whenever you are solving the numerical, at first you collect the data given in the numerical and then substitute that data in the formula. Okay, now you have to find out V. V के लिए R we are having, so we need I. So at first I have to find out I. Okay, so we will use the formula H is equal to I square RT. Okay, यहाँ से H upon RT is equal to I square. See, I am telling you from where I got this formula. So now if I have to find out I, so what I am supposed to do? H upon RT, this is root, is equal to I. This formula we have used over here. Now you just substitute the values of H, R and T and we will get 5 ampere. Now you are having value of I and you are having value of R. So I think you can find out the value of V easily. V is equal to IR. This is Ohm's law. Okay, 20 volt. Okay, now these are some questions. Let me answer these questions for you. The first one is, why does the cord of electric heater not glow while the heating element does this? See, the heating element जो electric heater के होते हैं, that is made up of alloy, and alloy has very high resistance. So when the current flows through the heating element becomes too hot and they start glowing red. And while on the other side, the cord is usually made up of copper or aluminum, they have low resistance and that is why they do not glow. Okay. The second question is, compute the heat generated while transferring 96000 coulomb of charge in 1 hour through a potential difference 50 volt. Okay, so here you will use the formula H is equal to VIT and IT is equal to Q. Okay, so H is equal to VQ. The value of V you are having and Q also you are having. Fine, so you can find out. The third one is, an electric iron of resistance 20 ohm takes a current of 5 ampere. Now you have to calculate the heat developed in 30 seconds. Fine. R is given, ampere current is given and time is given and you have to find out heat. So here also we will use the formula H is equal to VIT. Now do one thing, substitute the value of V. So V is equal to IR, so the formula will become I square RT, or directly this formula we are having H is equal to I square RT. Okay. So you can substitute the values of I, R and T and you will direct get the answer. Okay. Now we are moving to the next topic, and the topic is practical applications of heating effect of electric current. Okay. The generation of heat in a conductor is an inevitable consequence of electric current, right? But in many cases, it is undesirable as it converts useful electric energy into heat, and at that time, that heat is of no use. But anyhow, if we can use this dissipated energy, so that will be of great use. In some electric circuits, the unavoidable heating can increase the temperature of the components and that can change their properties. So as I told you, if we can use this heating effect of electric current, we can form so many useful applications, useful equipments we can manufacture by using this heating effect of electric current. Where can we use this heating effect of electric current? We can use this heating effect of electric current is iron, toaster, oven, kettle, electric heater and some other familiar devices also. All these devices are based on Joule's heating effect. Okay. The electric heating is also used to produce light as in electric bulb. See what happens in electric bulb. In electric bulb, the filament must retain as much H of the heat generated as it is possible. So that is, it gets very hot and it start emitting light. This is the one of the use of electric heating effect. It must not melt at such high temperature. A strong metal with a high melting point such as tungsten, tungsten का melting point है 3380 degrees C, that is used for making bulb filaments. See, nowadays we are not using this bulb, but then also you should know that inside the bulb the filament of tungsten was used. Why? Due to the high melting point. This is the property of this is the property of the tungsten, and this filament should be thermally isolated as much as possible. And how do we isolate it? We isolate it using insulating support. The bulbs are usually filled with chemically inactive nitrogen and argon gases. Okay. And most of the power consumed by filament appears as heat, but a small part of it is in the form of light radiated. जितना लाइट बल्ब को हम देते हैं उसमें से मोस्ट ऑफ द पार्ट जो बल्ब का है वो हीट में चला जाता है, गर्म हो जाता है, और ओनली a small part of the heat in the form of light we get. Another common applications of Joule's heating in the fuse, and that fuse is used in electric circuit. Here you can see the picture of fuse. This is fuse. See, these are two ends, and here you can see the wire. Okay, this is over here, that is fuse wire. So the fuse protects electric circuits and appliances by stopping the flow of any unduly high electric current. The fuse is placed in series with the device and it connects a piece of wire made of metal or an alloy. Usually fuse is made up of alloy only, and the very important point of alloy is its low melting point. Here it is. Okay. Here that is another diagram of fuse. The thickness of fuse wire is different in different fuses, and that depends on the amount of the current which is permitted to flow through them. Generally an alloy of tin and lead that is used as the material of the fuse wire. Why? Because it has a high resistivity and low melting point. Here you can see how the fuse is working. See, due to low melting point, Here you can see this wire breaks up and electricity will not pass, and this will save our electric gadgets. Okay, let me clear this red point. Okay, so if a current larger than the specified value flows through the circuit, the temperature of the fuse wire increases, and this melts the fuse wire and breaks the circuit. That you can see over here in the animation clearly. The fuse wire is usually encased in a cartridge of porcelain or similar material with metal ends. The fuse used for domestic purposes are rated as 1 ampere, 2 ampere, 3 ampere, 5 ampere or 10 ampere. For an electric iron that consumes 1 kilowatt electric power when operated at 220 voltage, a current of 1000 upon 220 ampere means 4.54 ampere will flow in the circuit. So in this case, a 5A fuse must be used. Always remember three things about the fuse. The fuse is always connected in the series. Fuse is made up of the alloy that is made up of lead and tin, and the melting point of the fuse is low. Okay, here is the another example. This is the equipment where heating effect of electric current is used. This is an electric kettle, and here see copper and nichrome, both the wires are used. Copper has low resistance, it is a good conductor, while nichrome has high resistance, and both the metals are used over here. Now tell me which material, copper or nichrome, should be used for heating the element and for external wire. External wire means this is, here copper wire is used. Why? Because it has low resistance. Okay, it is good conductor of electricity, so electricity can flow easily through it and it will produce less heat. While inside the coil here nichrome is used for heating the element. Why? Because it has high resistance, and high resistance है तो amount of heat produced will be more. Okay, today only one student asked me what is nichrome. So let me tell you, nichrome is alloy. Nichrome is the alloy that is made up of especially nickel and chromium, and sometimes some other metals are also mixed like iron. And the most common use of nichrome is as a resistance wire and हीटिंग एलिमेंट्स. ठीक है, जैसे कि टोस्टर्स, फिर हीटर्स और ये इलेक्ट्रिक केटल. So there nichrome wire is used. Here you can see a coil of nichrome wire. Okay, okay, these are some electric appliances where heating effect of electric current is used. So this was all about for today's session. I hope you liked it. Thank you, students. Now we'll be meeting in part 5 of the chapter, and that part will be the last part of the chapter.